Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I have decided that with this field here, I'm going to try and use these fence. Now I did say that I'd probably go for vouchers, because we had some vouchers, but I've decided I'd go for fence because these are actually faster. They're not 75k, which we were having trouble with. We were getting these bits left behind. They got top speed of 63k, so I'm hoping that means once they build up to 63k, we're still not going to be getting gaps left behind. So hopefully this will work. So I'm just going to I'm just going to nurse this one up through this side, let it turn around and come back down again, and if everything's okay, we can leave this field going and we can make a start on doing some harvesting today. We're going to get all of the fields done. I'm going to get 3 or 4 combines running. I'm just going to use little dominators and medium headers. I don't know which headers I'm going to use yet. I haven't quite decided. I'm still out on that one, but we're not going to use a ridiculously big header, but at the same time, I'm not going to use a really small one either. Not to start with, because I want to try and get the harvest done so that we've got some more food to put in for the pigs. And if we've still got time this week, we'll get a little road train going with a tractor and some trailers and get all of the grain that we can find and dump that in for the pigs as well. So, my weekly question, while we're on the subject of questions and seed drills and widths and stuff, the width of this machine is as you can see it. Now, in the last series, I was, at times, just press H and get that one across that little bit there without it turning, I hope. Yeah, in the last series, I was using mods that were a lot wider. The actual working width of them was a lot wider than the visual width that you could see. So you basically had invisible extensions on the mod. Do you want me to use mods like that in this series? Because a few people said they didn't like me using the invisible extensions. They wanted me to just use the mods as they were and then tweak them within those limits. So do you want me to use invisible extensions, yes or no? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now it's just slid on round the corner a little bit. I will just point out also that with the invisible mods thing, or the invisible extensions, I will continue to use invisible extensions if I do any baling, because otherwise baling is just going to take too long. There's only so fast you can go with a baler to be able to pick everything up. So yeah, in order to sort of make it work fairly well, I will continue to use invisible widths on that, like forage wagons, anything that requires picking up a windrow. But other than that, no, we will stick to within the bounds of the actual mod itself. Oh, it's left a bit. It left one line there. That's not good. Just stop that one there, and hopefully it's not going to leave any more lines. We are going to be working side to side on the map rather than up and down, and I'm hoping that that will be sufficient. Otherwise we're going to have to sell these fence I've just gone and bought and go back to one of the ones that only does 50k, which is not great. I'd prefer it not to do that. I don't think I can... Actually, yes I can. Does that... Oh, I can alter the speed myself with the hired help. So we'll set that to 55k and we'll let that run up through, and then it can start running the other way. So I'm just going to nurse this one through just until it gets to the very top end of the field. Then we can start putting them running side to side, and I'm hoping that we'll get all 4 of them running without any issues. It's come back to the top without any problems, and I reckon if we set the speed limit to 60 kilometers an hour, then it should be okay working side to side across the top of the map. Well, side to side across all of it. So I'm just going to put that one going there, and we're going to flick through to the rest of them. I've got one there that... Actually, I do need to do another run up the field a bit on here. I'll do that with the other fence. We'll hitch that one in a minute. So if I just move this one here, and... Is that down or up? Visually it's down, but the machine itself is up. Well, the game is registering as it up in the air. We just run this one up through, and all we got to do is just drop it down to 60k, and that should be fine then. I can set this one going side to side on this point just up here, and then I've got 2 more that I can set running in just a moment. And we've got our fence, hopefully, all running quite nicely. Let me bring this one round here. And that should get, hopefully this field of corn will be planted in next to no time at all, actually. It's going to be planted very, very quickly. No, I do not want the AI vehicle extension on this one. Just stop there. There we go. Right, let's start that one going. E is blocked by an object. No, you're not. Right, leave that one go there. This one is actually just all ready to go. Just take that one off. And start... Actually, which way is this? Nope, that one's actually got Helper G coming, bearing down on him quite fast. So we'll go over here a minute, so that we can start sort of working towards the middle of the map. And I'm hoping that that space there, just the double width, will be sufficient for Helper G to be able to turn around properly. I'm hoping it will. And we've got a couple of lines missing on this little bit in the middle, but I don't think that's going to cause us any issues at all. It's just a visual more than anything else. Let me start that one there. And she is away. Excellent. So we want to go. We've got that one going there. We've got this one going across with beacons going, but that's fine. I don't care about that. This one here is... Actually, is this run... That's actually gone up and turned around and come back again, hasn't it? I think it has. We'll just see what this one's like when he gets down to the end here. We can see if he does the turn properly. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to try and do another pass right the way across the map, aren't I? Should be okay. I'm hoping that this one will be okay, and then we can just let it go. I've just got one more fence to hitch up to a seed drill, and then we should be right. Okay, that's going to be fine. There's not going to be any problems at all. It stops dead, and it moves. So that one's fine. That one's fine. It's just this one over here. Get that one hitched onto that seed drill and start it running across the southern end of this field. And we're good to go. We can leave this one just running. Actually, I'm going to have to go this side of it. And we can go and get started on our combining. Well, he had one bit that it missed when it came up through. So 60k does seem to be just the tiniest fraction too fast in order to do it properly. So I'm going to set them all to 57k. And I think that then will be alright, because actually there's one more spot just here. But there was very, very little that it left behind when it was doing the seed drilling at 60k. So if we set it down by 3k, so we go to 57, I think that then will make sure that it doesn't actually skip any patches at all. Now, as I've said, I think it is just the width of the machine. It's the amount of ground that it's covering in a single pass, although I'm not sure, because I mean, when we were in Texas, we were able to do quite fast, and we had that cockling one that was going considerably faster than this, and it worked really well. We didn't have any problems with that, and I had that one set so much wider than these. So whether it's something to do with the alterations that have been made to this mod, I'm not quite sure, but there's something in here that is just causing this very, very occasional missing of a little bit of crop. But if we just tweak the speed down just the tiniest fraction, it should, I'm hoping, be okay. That was where we did the rolling one going through there, so it was much faster. That's why we've got some lines missing up there. But generally speaking, it does turn okay on all of the headlands. It doesn't have any problems at all. That one's doing, it's got ages to go. I don't really know what happened there. I don't know what happened there at all. I don't know why it went off to the side, and yeah, not a clue what that's all about. But anyway, it's it does seem to be working now, so we don't need to worry about it. And that's the last one there. This one's doing just fine as well. This is going to work up from the lower edge of the map, working towards the middle. Okay, those are all done. If we just check on our other ones, we want to go through here. We've got this, the cockling here. This one's working really well, and it just kind of slides to a halt and then turns the wrong way and then sort of maneuvers, but it is doing it. Okay, so we don't need to question it. It's doing the job, and it's doing it well. And look at the things, the rollers on the back of the seed drill still spinning around with the speed and the force and so on that they were running. That's absolutely fantastic that it takes that long for them to stop spinning. That is brilliant. I love the way that it's simulated that as well. It's that's a wonderful little detail. It really is. That is fantastic. Okay, Big Bud is still chugging along. It looks like it's almost stopped now compared to the other ones, but it's doing great. It's doing absolutely fine. We've got no issues here either. So let's go into our combines and we can start getting the next bit ready. So we want to go up here, and we want to go to the 88. We're going to use the 88s for this one. I will look at altering some other mods for another one. I mean, I do have that one that does go a bit faster, but I don't really want to play around with that one at the moment. This one here will go, this has got a 4.6 million litre tank, 121 kilometers an hour. However, the header is what's going to limit it. So let me just buy one of those. Now, the only issue is, I've got the, if I just go for the header that I've got, which is the header for this one. I think it's the CE420. This one is the Dominator 88. Yes, this one here is limited to 50 kilometers an hour, which would be a better one to have. Probably for this, because the others are limited to normal combining speeds. I haven't actually altered any. I didn't actually think about this, and now that I've sort of got here, I've realized that I should have altered one of the others. I mean, I could go for the Draper, the 90-foot one, the big one, and that one is altered, but I didn't want to do the super wide headers just for this first harvest. I wanted to go for, so we'll go for these standard ones, and we'll just get a couple of extra combines running, because seriously, that can lift carrots. Okay, that's going to be interesting to see. The fact that that can lift carrots, that really pleases me. I think I'm going to look forward to seeing that. Standard combines lifting carrots, that's going to be brilliant. I don't know if that will actually work or not. We will have to find that out later on in the series. I'm really looking forward to, and onions as well. Okay, I'm really looking forward to finding that one out. Right, so let's go and we'll get the C420. This one, it would just double check that it is the right one. Yes, for the Dominator 88. Yes, so we'll buy that one. Get that one there, okay, and back. And I'm just getting the one to start with, so let's jump out and then we can go straight into the Dominator. This combine is absolutely brilliant. We've got this one nicely set up, ready for everything that we want to do. So we've got a whole load of... Oh, turn the wrong way there, I don't know what I'm doing with that. There we go. Right, our fields that we've got a couple fields of wheat, we've got one field of barley, and we've got one field of canola that we need to harvest. We've got the canola here, the barley, and then we've got 2 wheat fields here. Now that field over there is not ours. I don't think that's ripe anyway. And that one there is not, or that's also, it's not ripe. It's not ready to harvest. I think it's just been planted. So it's these 3 and that one over there, I believe, are the ones that we want. We just go to the growth stages and then we can take a proper look at this. So we've got that one up through there. We've got carrots being planted down through. There we go. It's all loaded up. Carrots in there. Actually, that is ready to harvest. The small barley field is ready to harvest. So we've got all of that ready to go, and the cotton is ready to go as well. Just go back through. Okay. So our first job, we're going to go to field 20, 21, and 22. We're going to work on those fields today. Let me go to that one, and I'm going to drop into field 22 to start with. Bit of the map. And what I'm going to do, if I can keep this one going in a reasonable straight line, I'm going to come up to this edge up here, and I want to work from this side coming down across the map. But I think we do need to do a couple of passes on the headland first in order to be able to properly access the whole of the field. So I'm thinking that I will just allow the AI vehicle extension to do a few passes around the field. And I'm going to do it on here, and I'm going to do it on this next field, 2 and 21, and I'm also going to do it on field 22 as well. So I'm literally just going to start by pressing H. Let that one go. Now that only does about 20k, so it's going to be fairly slow going for the first round on the field. Detect the field. While that one's busy doing its detecting and stuff, let's buy 2 more harvesters. And we get these going. There we go. I'm going to change my harvesting for next week. I'm going to get something different than the 88s. I would like to have something a bit bigger, I think. We've used the 88s. We've spent a lot of time using the 88s. So maybe the fence. We could look at doing the fence. We've got a New Holland there. That one's, I mean, that's a mid-range one, really. We got the great big New Holland over there, but actually I think I'd like to try and find something different. I'm going to take a look through, see what I can find, see what different ones are available. Now, we're not going to have to worry about having to empty out the combine while it's working, so we can just leave it go, let it carry on running. One thing that we do need to do... Oh, that's the chopped straw is being left behind. It's sort of leaving a... Actually, it looks a little bit strange, but... It's just the long distance where you're looking at it behind it that makes it look a little bit peculiar. Oop, no, I don't want to go that way. Those are all working fine, so that's good. We come to this one. Yeah, one thing that we do want to do... What was I going to say? Yeah, it's going to take quite a while. So once we've done like a couple of rounds, I'm actually thinking, I was wondering whether or not we should chop the straw for the wheat and the barley, or whether we should leave the straw on the ground. I think I'll leave the straw on the ground, and then we can always decide later on whether we want to just plough it in, or if we're going to go back and we're actually going to gather the straw up and do something with it. So we will leave it here for now, and then we can make another decision later on as to whether or not we actually do anything with that, or we leave it exactly as it is. So we bring around there. Because I don't know what we're going to do with these fields yet. We've got these 3 fields all lined up. It's quite big fields if you compare them to normal sized maps. But on this map here, these fields they're barely worth bothering with, to be fair. They're just so small. I mean, let's see, how big is this field? Is it going to actually leave the straw behind, or have I got to change that? Let that just move forward. And field detection, 16, 20 hectares. So they're 20. I think the lower one was like 30 odd hectares. And we'll leave the straw. I can carry on round there. So we'll let each of these do 5, maybe 6 rounds before we switch over to standard hired help, just running up and down off the edge. And this one's doing alright. It's also getting around the corner very nicely as well, without getting hung up on the fences or anything, because of the rounded corners. That does actually make it nice and easy. So thank you very much, Ben, for giving us those rounded corners for the harvest. That is going to be brilliant. Bring that one in round there. And we get our last field going. Do that, and then I'll do that. This teleport mod, I'm always getting people ask where the teleport mod is. What is it? Go onto the Farming Simulator mod hub. You can do it in-game and scroll through the beta section. It's in the beta mods section. So look through that one and you will find one called TARDIS Teleport. That is the one that I use. It's absolutely brilliant. Very, very simple functionality. It works absolutely beautifully. I have heard that there are other teleport mods around, but they're just not as good. People generally have a lot of issues with the other teleport mods that are about, and I've not had any problems with this one at all. There's no issues at all. The only complaint that I would have is because when you teleport something, it folds the machine up. It puts it into its default folded position. And being in the default folded position, that is very, very high stubble, isn't it? Stubble is very high. This is Australia, isn't it? Australia, they don't tend to cut very low. They tend to cut quite high in Australia. I have noticed this from videos that I've watched. You get long stubble left behind in Oz, and that's what you got right here. So yeah, we here in the UK, we tend to chop it we cut it down quite tight, because if we're going to get the straw, we get every single bit that we can, and we don't leave stubble like that behind. What's it like in the barley? The barley is much the same. I mean, the canola is just standard canola stubble. So we've got our fields going here. Yeah, look in the beta section. If you're unsure where to find a mod, if I don't have it listed in the description, it will be on the Farming Simulator mod hub. Go to the website. Just go on your PC. Go onto the website. They've now got a search function on there. They haven't added it into the game yet, which is a big disappointment. But they do now have a search function on the mod hub on the actual website. So you can go on there. You can search for the mod and find out what section it's in, and then you can jump into the mod hub in-game and you can install it via that, or you can just download it from the website and then drop it into your mods folder like you would for an external mod, whichever one you like. But that's an easy way to find them. If you're unsure how to locate them, you can just use the new search function that they've added in. It's really good and it's really easy. So this one, okay, we're going to let these combines carry on. We'll just do a quick check through our fence down here. They're working really well. And they're turning quite nicely as well. They're not having any problems getting hitched up or anything like that. This one coming down through is another... See, it slows very, very quickly. That's brilliant. So 57k seems to be about spot on, I would say. We're going to get this field planted in no time at all, aren't we? Just open it up so that we can actually see how well we're doing at the moment. And there we go. Yep, we're going to get this done in no time. As soon as Helper G has finished that little strip there, I'm going to drop that one down about that point there. Actually, yeah, about that point there, I reckon, and he should work south. I reckon that'll be about right. And that field is going to be planted in next to no time. The field of beans is going to take a bit longer, but we do have the canola over here that we're harvesting, so the pigs are going to have some food. The only thing they don't have at the moment is potatoes or sugar beet, and we don't have potatoes or sugar beet in storage. I don't think there's any of those stored anywhere. I think because there are other storage areas as well, and I don't think that there is any in those storage areas. We've got on here, I don't think it's in there. I think actually there was a storage area. Was it here? You know, I genuinely can't remember. Maybe it was over on this side. Let's take a look over here a minute. Near field 16. And yes, oh, here it was. Let me just run a little bit fast. The running faster, this is the creator tools, and that's another mod that's on the mod hub. Allows you to do all kinds of things. You can run faster, you can pick bales up and chuck them around. It doesn't matter about the size. You can run really fast like this. You can lift right up into the air if you want a bit of an aerial view as you're running around. It's absolutely fantastic. The functionality that this adds into the game is superb. It's brilliant. And for a series like this, or for when you're just setting up a map to a preset sort of list of conditions that you want, when you want to, if you don't want to start right from scratch and you want like a set of conditions to like be enabled on your map before you begin, using this mod is absolutely brilliant. It really does help set everything up and get it all running smoothly. So you see, look at the speed that you can run around on the map. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. Right, anyway, enough of that. What did I want to do next? Oh, road train. Road train. We got to get the road train going. So I think for this one, we could actually get a new roll-in tractor. Because, I mean, oh, no. I'll tell you what. I'm always being asked to use a fast track, and I never use fast track. That does 70k. That's very slow. Okay, yeah, should we do that? You know what? We will. We'll just use a fast track for this time. We'll go for the fastest engine that I can, and we'll set up, we'll weights or standards. We'll go standards and rim color. I'm going to go for a yellow rim color for this one, so we'll buy that one there. Yes, and done. Right. How much do we have in storage? That's the next question, because that's going to affect the trailer that we get. So we've got over 8k. So 8,000 litres is the maximum amount. And what do we got in tippers? I think, well, the Metal Tech is too small. That is actually 8k. So we could use that one. Or we could go for that Brantner, which is also quite good. And then the Farm Tech, that's much bigger. That's at 15,000. I'm thinking I'd like to go for the Metal Tech. It's more difficult to join these together. How many crops have we got that we do currently have in storage? Something I forgot to check. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have a little bit of corn as well, don't we? So we've got 6 crops in storage at the moment. We don't have any of the others. And looking, oh yeah, go through here. So there's the triticale and the oats and the rye and all the rest of it. We don't have anything else in storage. We've just got these 6. So we want 6 trailers. So let me get 6 trailers. I'm going to get these 6 trailers a minute, and I'm going to get them all hooked together. We go for these. Wide tires. Yeah, let's go for it. I always like to go for wide tires. I'll get 6 of these, and we get them all hooked together, and then we can see about trying to find where the grain is stored. That's going to be the next thing. I think it's in the middle of the map, but I could be wrong on this one. Alright, the combines have decided that they're blocked. So I'm just going to take that one off of the hired help, and then the other one will go on past. They don't like passing each other like that, do they? There's one slight issue with that, and that's down to the AI vehicle extension. I mean, it might be this particular combine mod, but I'm actually fairly certain it is the AI vehicle extension more than anything else. But we'll see. See if it happens again when it once they get round again. So that one, actually that combine over there has now done a full round on the field. This one is just finishing off its first full round on the field, and this one over here has, actually I think this one's almost done 2 rounds on the field. We'll let these carry on a little bit longer. I want them to do 3 or 4 rounds, and then I'm working on this one over here, and I remember now why I didn't really want to do the Metal Fact trailers, because having such a short base on them makes them really, really difficult to maneuver with this turntable on them. These are probably some of the most difficult trailers to reverse in the game, and it does take a little bit of shunting sometimes to get it just right. We've got that one though. Go there, unhitch. So I've just got one more to get on, and then we got to find where this grain is stored. I think it's in the middle of the map, but I could very, very easily be wrong. I'm usually wrong on most things, so it's not going to surprise me in the slightest to find out that I'm wrong on this one. For those of you who don't watch any of my other series at present, just to let you know that I'm now starting a Stardew Valley playthrough. I know that some of you are interested in Stardew Valley, not all of you, but there are some of you out there who would really like to watch it. So I'm now starting that one. I've actually done my first episode was the other day, and the second episode today is Saturday. So second episode would have been yesterday, and the third episode is actually tomorrow. Stardew Valley is going to be on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and then Gold Rush will be on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. So if you're interested in watching Stardew Valley, that has now started. This storage area up here is just phenomenally huge. It's just massive. It's like the scale of it is just kind of boggles the mind, really, doesn't it? You can't get a full grasp of the sheer scale of this thing just by having a quick drive around. You really do struggle to get like a proper concept of the actual scale of everything that goes on this map. It's just staggering. It really is. And it's not, I mean, you can jump around because we do it unrealistically. We tend to jump around quite a lot. And you don't get a full idea of the scale of everything. It's not until you sort of stop and you look into it a little bit more that you really start to get an idea of just how big everything is. Now, what I'm hoping is, I'm going to take off all of these covers a minute. We'll either be able to get the grain from here, or we've got to go into the middle of the map. We might, yeah, I think maybe we can get it from here, from this point. Is that an unload point there? I don't actually know how this one works. There's various different bits, and I don't really know how they work. If I go R, right, that doesn't do anything. So let me go on to, right, what have we got here? Oh, there's the scales. And, oh, I see, there's kind of like scales where it just measures stuff out as you go in and out of it. So, if that's a weigh scales, is there a way to, like, can you tip out there? Maybe not. Okay, that might be, I did start looking through the manual, and I sort of looked at a lot of stuff. There are different aspects of it that I haven't yet looked at, so this is obviously one of those aspects. We will just take a little drive further inside and see if there is some unload points in here for tractors and lorries, or if this is a predominantly train-based area. I think you can come down here, and this one here looks like an unload point, but I don't know whether you can load back up again over here. There's all kinds of points set out all over the map, and there's another amazing thing about it is I don't know if anything is actually linked together. You've got this great big storage area down here. I think this is actually where you sell. I think these are actually sell points rather than storage points. So if we'll just assume now that this is all sell point up here, and it's not actually any storage area at all, and we're going to teleport into the middle of the map. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky because we've got all of these trailers on, and we don't want these to get wrapped around anything, but I think there's a gate in the bottom side of that field. So if I jump here into the actual field itself, just away from that one, there we go. All joined together and in the field, and there's a gate over there, so we can travel out through that gate, and we don't run the risk of getting wrapped around any grain silos or anything like that. Those are working. We've got two block by objects. Oh, that's the combines again. I bet they've done, yeah, they've done exactly the same thing again. So if I just press H on that one there will go through, and then I can press, nope, that's still not close enough. Now it works. Okay, so that's all that one is. We can carry on with this here. They should be fine to keep going for a little bit longer. I'm going to be surprised if we don't get to finish all of those fields up there that they're doing without, we shouldn't need to empty them out. We shouldn't need to empty them out at all. And I've got this on really, really super fast at the moment, so if I just slow it down a little bit, we should be able to come in and out a little bit better. Let's open up this gate. Which way does it go? In or out? Out. Excellent. And yes, we can get in and out of here without any problem. So we can come through here, and now we've got to find where we get the grain from. There's one over there. It looks like an unload point for the trains. But where is, and that's a load point there. That's a tip point right there. So you can bring your stuff over and you tip into that one there. I don't know if you drive. Yes, you drive. So that actually goes underneath for like gravity wagons and things like that. You tip it into there, and that would go up into the bins. But where do we get it out of the bins? This is... Oh, there. Right over there. Look there. See, there's a spout sticking out. Hopefully, this will allow us to access all of them. We'll soon find out. It could end up being... Oh, Helper G has completed the task. We've got one of them is now done. If I look like that, is that going to be in the right position? Press R. Okay, that's... I don't know what that's doing. That looks like it's just a single commodity. It's not actually anything extra. Alright. So let's... actually, I'm going to turn around quite tight so that I can go back up and then round onto this one here and see if this is anything to do with it. Let's go to you. Are you... maybe these... I might have this wrong. Right, yeah, that looks like it's a single commodity rather than anything separate. We go to Helper G a second. Is not with the combines. Those combines are probably going to get stuck. That one there is... Yes, he's done completely. So if we take this one here and we will teleport him further down the map. Now, I said that I was actually going to try and do it sort of about here, I reckon. Sort of halfway along, something like that. Should be good. Start unfolding it and spin round. Yeah, we're far enough away from any of the other vehicles that I think that one is going to be just fine, so it doesn't really matter which way it turns once it starts heading across the field. Head that like that, and go. Just press H, and he's away. Excellent. Come back through... No, I don't want to go to that one. I want to go this way, through the 3 combines. The combines are doing good, as is that one. So we're back to the JCB. Now, where is the unload point? So that looks like it's kind of a separate piece right there. Now, that there is for the trains. We know that bit is for the trains. It's not going to be... Unless... is this maybe an unload point for... Yes, right. So, oh, this is the farm silo. We've got 1 million litres in here. But we got nothing stored in this one. So it's not there. Now, is that for the whole central area of the map, or is it just that load point for the trains? I would guess it's for the whole central area of the map because it said 1 million litres on it. So let me bring this one round. So there's nothing there. Nope, there's nothing on that point. Okay, I'm going to drive around for a little bit myself. I do have the PDF somewhere. I will see if I can find it, and I will look up exactly where the load point is for the central storage area. We've got a few thousand litres of all of the grains, and I need to find them. I found it! We've got another silo over here. It's still in the central area. It's just on the southern side of the central area. So we want to just go into here. This is a separate farm silo. This has got 3 million litres of storage on it as well. There's a huge amount of storage. So at least I found the wheat. We can say that much. So we'll travel on through, and hopefully I'll be able to get all 6 crops into here. So we've got wheat, and yeah, they're all in here. That's excellent. Okay, and it can store everything. Pig food as well. We can put hay, oats, rye, cotton, compost, wheat, and back to wheat again. Okay, start that one. So if I get all of these in here, we then want to travel over to the pigs, and we want to tip this food in for the pigs. So they've got a little bit just to see them going for now, and we're getting some more crops harvesting at the moment. We don't have any more corn. The only corn we've got at the moment is what we're getting from in storage here. And that is going to hold us back a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hold us back very much, because as soon as the corn has been planted, we're going to fast forward time so that I'm not going to worry about the beans. I'm just going to fast forward time so that the corn will grow, and then we can see about harvesting the corn while the beans are still being planted by our trusty Rollin racing up and down field 6. I mean, I don't think that Rollin is going to be very, very far behind getting everything finished anyway. I think it's going to sort of be a fairly close call by the time it's finished. And if we take a look here now, yeah, I mean, maybe if we got a second Rollin running, we could get them both finished at the same time so that then the beans are done. But I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think we'll be okay. We can just fast forward, and then we can let the beans can carry on. We don't have crop destruction on anyway. So it should be alright. In theory, it should all be alright. So we need to just head out, and we just head down south here and get racing over towards the pigs. Now, this fast track is actually one of the fastest produced tractors in the world. It's a fast track. It's the fastest factory produced tractor that you can get. If you sort of exclude things like Unimogs, which are kind of hybrid vehicles rather than actual specialist tractors. But when you get a tractor like this onto a map like this, it just seems slow. It just seems sluggish. And what happened there? Okay, is that did I get an invisible something, or is it just the weight of these trailers pulling it round? It may have been the weight of the trailers pulling it round. I don't think... Oh, no, there is actually an invisible bump right there. That's not very good. Actually, that's really, really bad because I need to be able to get through here. Right, there's definitely an invisible lump right there. That is between... Hang on, I just want to make a note of where this is. Between field 6 and 7 on the far western side on the actual road. There is a lump. Okay, I can remember that. If I find any issues like this, I always send a quick report to... Well, first of all, I do check on the GitHub to see if this particular issue has been reported, and then if it hasn't, I send a quick message to... you can either... you should report it on the GitHub, but unfortunately, I don't always have time to do that. So yeah, I do... Usually I send a quick message to someone that's involved with the development of the map and say, oh, I just found this little tiny bug right here. It just needs a quick sort of investigation. Right, if I can just get over that bit, I'm almost done. I'm almost there. It's like inching across now. Go on, you can do it. I didn't really want to have to teleport the whole... Oh, yes, we've done it. We've gotten through. Okay, so we can actually make the journey. And this is going to be a long old journey to get all the way up through there. I will meet you down by the pigs because I have gone way over time again today. I keep doing that on this map. This map drains time. I swear that this map does actually have some kind of time dilation thing built into it, so you don't realize just how much time is going by when you're doing it. Anyway, we will get down to the pigs. I will meet you there and we can start feeding them their first little bit of food. The sheer overwhelming scale of this map really comes into focus when you're trying to do something like this. I'm just driving up along here. I've decided I didn't want to teleport it, so I'm actually doing all the driving myself, and it's taking ages. I'm going flat out here. I'm going 70k, which is about 50 miles an hour, I think. 50 miles an hour. It's taking me absolutely ages just to get from one end of these fields to the other. That's absolutely enormous. That is... So the scale of this map is just sort of... It's mind-boggling, really. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant. I really do genuinely love this map. And even just moving around small areas. So, yeah, if you're playing this map realistically, I know quite a few people are playing this map realistically. I absolutely take my hat off to you because I think it's beyond what I would do myself. It's beyond what I think that I would even be capable of doing myself. It's just absolutely massive. It's huge. And it just takes so long to, like, travel through. I mean, you can see now, I'm using this, the JCB. If I was to come and play this map myself, I would tweak mods to run artificially faster than they would normally run. I would guess that if you could get it to work on multiplayer, I don't know how successful you can be working this on multiplayer because of the size of it, but I'm guessing it could be done. I would say that that's when it would really come into its own, because you'd have so many people being able to sort of work together on the map. Just lift up there a little bit. And it would make quite a difference to how everything would run. Everybody could be assigned all these different jobs, and that could work really, really well. But for playing it yourself, just on your own, you're looking at you could sink hundreds and hundreds of hours into this map without breaking too much of a sweat. You really, really could. It'd be that. It's that kind of phenomenal a map here. It really is. Okay, we'll start tipping everything into the pigs. Let me just quickly cycle through here, and we can take a look. At the moment, productivity is on 10%, and we're already up to 8 new pigs. And this is on 10%. We're getting 1 animal every 17 minutes. As soon as we start getting this food into them, I mean, it's nothing. On the scale of what they've got in there, it's absolutely nothing. Looking at this here, it's like a paltry amount. So the corn is not going to do anything at all. So we're really going to need this huge field of corn. But just for a briefest amount of time, that should go up to 100%. No, it won't. It'll go to, I think it's 95% because we don't have the potatoes and the sugar beet. And we can get an idea of what the reproduction rate is when it's at maximum. That is going to be quite interesting, I think. So let's just get this next one. We will just, we'll skip it forward in time just the tiniest bit. Now, we're still on day 1, and we haven't fast-forwarded time at all during this series yet. We are still day 1, and we've done about 6 hours of gaming on this map so far. So, with that in mind, we've already got 8 pigs. 8 in just that short amount of time. And a lot of that time, we didn't have the straw and the water in that in here either. So it's kind of... I don't know exactly how much time we've done in here, but I mean, if you say that I average about 45 minutes in an episode, I mean, I probably do about an hour of gameplay for an episode. I get stuff ready in between time, but you're looking at maybe an hour altogether. This 6 hours max, and let's just take a look now. You barely see anything at all. Right, that's on 17 minutes per pig at the moment. I'm just going to fast forward time. It's a little bit. We'll go to 15 times and we'll let that run. Oh, okay, we go 30 times. I just wanted it to run until 11:30. Oh, there we go. That's fine. So it's got a little bit there. That should tell us everything we need to know. We're on 95, so we get 1 pig every minute. We're already up to 19 pigs. 1 pig every minute. I mean, it's going to go down less than that. But, yeah, it's not actually going to show up. So we're getting 1 pig. I'm guessing it's like seconds now for pigs. If I put that up to 8 times, what's it going to do there? It's going to show up here. We've got 5,019 pigs. I'm guessing because it's got to wait for an actual tick to come through, I don't know sort of how long it's going to take before each one comes in. And then it's going to like jump up in a multiple number. We're going to have like 5,025 pigs or something like that. We're on 5 times speed. It's going to do anything? I'm just going to wait for a minute. Wait for something to happen. Actually, I tell you what. Let's we can just speed it up to 30 times a second. Like that. And then press escape here. Now we can watch it. This should come through any second. I'm just going to keep this one running until we see a change. It's still... Oh, there. It just changed. There we go. I was going to say, it's still not changing. It's like 1:45. Let me just put that back down because I want to run it on 1 times for a minute. That went up by 10 pigs in a little while. Next animal in 0 minutes. So, oh no, it's just next animal. So that's like 1 minute. But the corn has already gone down to 0. That's out. Wheat and barley is nearly out. So we've just very, very briefly, a very quick flash, had a little bit of extra crop come in. Now, we do have the wheat and barley currently being harvested, and we've got some more canola coming. That's being harvested at the moment as well. So we've got those 2 that will be topped up a little bit more. As for this, I'm thinking that we will go and get a cleaning tool, but I'm not going to do that today. That is all I've got time for today. So we're going to take a quick look back through. We're going to look at our combine. Our combines are working quite nicely. In our next episode, we will start these using standard hired help, which is going to be a lot faster than they're running at the moment. Same with all of them. Yeah, standard hired help in our next episode, I think. And these are doing really, really well. We are fast approaching the point where we can say we've finished doing the planting. They're doing excellent. My question for this week. As you know, in the last episode, the last series, I was running a load of mods where I was making the width of the machine artificially wider than it actually is. So it was wider than the visual effect of the machine. Now, basically, I had invisible extensions working on the machines. Do you want me to run invisible extensions on any of the machines that we do in this series, or do you want me to stay within the bounds of the mods? The only exception to this is balers and forage wagons. I will maintain my right to make those artificially wider should we decide to use balers or forage wagons. It's unlikely that we will on this series, though. So yes, do you want me to use invisible extensions, yes or no, or don't mind? I'm giving you 3 options on this one. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. I love the way it skids to a halt at the end of the field there. It's brilliant. So we know that this machine is working fine, going at 75k per hour, whereas the other ones, they struggled at that speed. So it's to do, I'm thinking it's to do with the width as well as the machine itself. It might be that the other machine does bounce ever so slightly and that's taking it out of the ground, something like that. I'm not quite sure, but this one certainly seems to work better than the Lemkin is over on the others. But it is all working at the moment, so we don't need to worry about that too much. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.